Hey everyone, Christian here from CK Wraps. So we all want to know how to wrap headlight tint or wrap headlights with tint. So Vvivid created a dry application tint, which is really easy to use. It beats, in my opinion, wet application where we use tinting solution behind it. It's really hard to conform that stuff, so it's really, it moves around a lot, so it takes a lot of effort. This, on the other hand, takes not as much effort. It does take effort. It has air egress, so it has air release on it, so we're able to squeegee most of the air out. Now the tack on this is pretty strong, so I don't know if you can see through that at all, but you can see the air release a little bit, the honeycomb shape. So the tack is initially pretty strong on this, and those air release channels do disintegrate over time as it sits in the sun, as it heats up, they do melt away. So we don't have to worry about them showing through the headlights themselves. They're actually super clear once it cures in about a week or two. So to do this and to conform this film, it's very straightforward. It's almost similar to like wrapping another panel. So I'm going to start, I've already prepped the surface, obviously with isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to start down at this end, which tends to be the more flat side. And you want to generally get it where we need it. So it's going to be super sticky. And if your temperature isn't good in your shop or your working environment, it's going to be really difficult to, it has to be hot, not cold in your shop. If it's cold, it's going to crack. It does shatter, so that's just one tip. So make sure your shop or your working environment is nice and warm. We're just going to take the buffer and squeegee out the air as we go along here. So you notice how I leave the backing paper on some of it because it grabs so hard that it's going to be difficult to lift it off of there afterwards. So we're just going to leave some of the backing paper on. I'm going to put a relief cut right there. I'm going to put another relief cut on top and just get it down into this area here with minimal stretch. When it comes to tints, all we really have to do is wrap right to the edges and we're done. We're going to trim right off around the edges. So I'll show you all that afterwards. Be sure not to get your fingers behind this stuff. If you get your fingers behind this stuff, it's going to leave your greasy fingerprint on the back. So you want to make sure that we're not putting our hands behind this at all. There's no exceptions to be made. A little air bubble there. All right. So when the temperature is right, we can actually take this film and bend it ourselves, just like this. So we have our fingers running across, which is how we want them, because now we can pull up and down, squeeze it right out to the edges. So this is super easy, guys, all right? This is like as easy as it gets for headlight tints. Not to mention that this headlight is actually pretty easy to do. It's fairly straightforward. There are some headlights and taillights that become a little bit more complex. Move around to this side. Again, no putting your hand underneath. It's a no-go. So, but you can see how I can just lift the fingers out of there. And we can squeegee all this to the edges. I'm gonna have to add a bit of heat just to even this out a little bit on top. So another thing, whatever you do, try not to overstretch this film. It will pull back. You can post heat it like any other film and kill the memory in it. That's ideal. It's the same post heat temperature as Avery or 3M. You're looking at around 190 or so, 200. All right. Let's get all these edges down right here. So this headlight is already tinted. Like this is done. Very easy. It's just adding a subtleness to the headlights. It's been opened up and repainted on the inside so that's not OEM. So I'm going to put my wrap glove on so we can do the edges really nicely. I'm going to add a bit of heat down here. So I want the film to relax. Remember, relaxed film will never pull back. So as long as it's relaxed, you don't have to worry about anything ever pulling back or lifting. There's no reason why. If there's no tension on the film, you're never going to have an issue with that. So we're going to go over all the edges right now with a bit of heat. I see some, you see this tiny little air bubble. And when we have really small air bubbles, we have to kind of lift this and get it out. Just like this. There's a little one on the edge there. Just want to get it out. So I'm going over all the edges because I want everything to be nice and round before I do any cutting. Everything will be nice and relaxed. So all we have to do is take our blade and run it on the top edge of the light. Super easy. You have a nice sharp blade, run it on the back side of the plastic lens. Just trying to find the edge here. Around here. These don't need to be wrapped around underneath all the way around. We don't have to worry about that. It's just to the edge. Unless, I mean, for whatever reason something is exposed, then you might have to wrap a little bit more around. But other than that, we're not wrapping around. And if you have a little bit excess, it will fold over, and it's fairly transparent because it's just tint. So you won't even see it if you have a little bit excess hanging around and over the edges. So just cutting on the top side of the light. And that should be it. See, it tears if we don't have it at the right temperature. Now, after I've cut, I'm going to go over again just with a bit of heat. That way we know everything is tight and secure. We can accelerate the process of actually clearing out the air channeling, which isn't really visible anyways. And this will also get rid of any buffer lines because the film is self-healing. So we have a nice clear lens. So if I grab the other headlight, I'll grab that right now and I'll show you. So we have a bit, this is the light smoke. This is not the dark smoke. So the dark one is a lot darker. It's actually almost as dark as the inside of this. But it just adds a bit of, a bit more aggressiveness to the front end. Anyways, that's how you tint a headlight. We'll do the other one. We're doing other videos as well. So pretty much done all the videos we're going to do for this car. We'll move on to the next one afterwards, but stay tuned for some more videos. And for those of you who want to see more videos, please subscribe. Those who are already following, thank you. Take care, everyone.